Hey everybody, it's Simply D, and I'm back, and this is going to be kind of a live episode of In the Blind, so let me just say it the way that I'm used to saying it. Hey everybody, it's Simply D, and I'm back with another episode of In the Blind, or as I like to call it, My Life in the Blind, because as we know, everybody's experience is a little bit different, and I decided to do this live today. If you're coming in, just say hi, go ahead and let me know that you're watching. I'm going to give it a little while because I know that the way Facebook works, the notifications have to go out. People have to decide if you're worth their time and watching your live videos. I completely understand that. But the reason I'm also recording it in this format in terms of landscape as opposed to portrait is because that way I'm able to share this content across multiple platforms without having to do crazy editing around it to make it fit other platforms. So now for those of you who don't know but love to shoot live video on Facebook, it is completely possible for you to turn your phone to landscape mode, and that way it'll also work for YouTube and Instagram and all those other platforms you like to post to, because now that you can bring your now that you can pull your video after you post it on Facebook, it gives you a lot more variety as to how you can share your content around the internet. So, all that being said, I feel like I've been away for a minute in terms of talking to people on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. I mean, I'm around, but I had been traveling quite a bit, and then I had been meeting with different companies for different reasons, and I have also been talking to a lot of the young people about to enter the workforce. So I've been doing a lot of, I like to call it some community service, and at the same time doing business development, that kind of stuff. So in this conversation, I want to talk about the power of free, because there is this thing that has been happening throughout social media that has kind of messed up a lot of the people who are about to go off to pursue their education, and also for people looking to make an impact in breaking into new forms of, to new industries that they're familiar with. So today we're talking about the power of free and how important it is that you never be so, what's a good way to say it? That you're like there is a point when everybody must be paid. This is true, but you can't be so you can't be so against doing free work that it messes up your ability to get paid down the line. That's a good way to say it. Everything that was going on in my head, y'all, was a little bit different because sometimes I speak very bluntly, and not everybody is good at seeing themselves in blunt conversations, so I try to make it where everybody can understand what's being said without them looking at themselves in a negative way, because I never want people to view themselves in a negative way. It's okay to view your actions, by the way, in a negative way, because negative actions are just negative actions. You should never view negative actions as a positive thing. This is just a tip, something I tell my kids all the time. So I never want you to see yourself in a negative way, but I do need you to pay attention to your actions. Anyway, moving on. So I had an opportunity to talk to a young lady who was about to go off to college, maybe about a week or so ago. And, she is hardworking. She has a goal and a focus for herself, and she wants to do a lot of things. But one thing that she said is hard for her to wrap her head around is the idea of working for free. And so I started giving her examples of how I had to do a lot of free work, and be quite honest, I still do some free work, because not only do I understand that people need help with things that they can't always afford, and you have to kind of weigh that out for yourself. But for me, my first thing has never been about being paid. And what I found over the years is that a lot of the stuff that I did for free created opportunities for me to get paid down the line, and not just paid as like somebody who's just starting out, but paid as somebody who has built the experience to be paid a much higher amount for a much longer period of time, to be quite honest. So I believe that free work is something that people frown upon, because everybody thinks that whoever's asking you to do something for free is taking advantage of you. So I wanted to give a few examples of people who have worked for free and actually built great careers for themselves, because I especially back when we were starting when Jules and I were starting Intermix, or more to the point, Intermix P&P, which was professional and personal branding services. We actually had a team of interns, and there's a reason for that. So we started building Intermix P&P in 2011. This is also around the same time we built the Intermix show. We were on the, we were doing a lot of love, life, relationships type stuff on the radio. And we ran into a situation where I was aggressively approached by a young lady who was looking to do intern work. She also wanted to be a model. There was a lot of great things going on in her life, and the interview she gave that she gave was terrible, but her ambition was undeniable. And this young lady has gone on to do some incredible things. Like, I've seen she's gotten married recently. She went to go work for an incredible law firm. But it's not because she had all this incredible training. No, it's because she actually did internships where she actually got to grow in her abilities. A lot of people think that when you're working for a company and you're not being paid, or you're being paid very little, that it's not benefiting you. And I have to say that that's not true. A lot of great entrepreneurs have come up out of mentorship and internship situations. So, but the reason I decided to talk about this is because, like, I started looking at what's going on with all the interns that we've had over the years. Some have gone on to do some incredible things. No one, as a matter of fact, we even had, there are some great ones that I just like checking in on from time to time because their lives are so interesting, and I love to see the development and the growth. There was a point when MySpace was starting to die, right? And at the same time, we were still sharing content through MySpace because, quite frankly, it was still a viable vehicle for our what is now called a podcast, but we had an online radio show. But see, since we could pull it down and re-air the episodes, we needed a vehicle in which we could do that. So we brought in we brought in an intern who was nowhere near our location. She worked really hard to try to make the MySpace thing work, and her work ethic, it just continued to impress me. So I always told her, if you ever need a letter of recommendation for anything you want to accomplish, let me know. Right? I definitely enjoyed that. Now, I see that people are writing comments here, and I really wish I could see the comment, but I can't. But what I'm going to ask is that you guys continue to write, continue to share this live stream. If you're in here and you want to share it, please do that, because I think that as I work with my children and as I work with, other young people, like, for instance, my children now have industry credit for some of the shows and things and projects I've worked on over the last couple of years. But they did not get paid. They got experience. So the next time I go to do a photo shoot, or the next time I go do something, my children already have this level of, oh, I know how that works. We had an incredible, I know I jump around a lot, but we had an incredible photographer named Mitch, who's done most of the photo shoots for Intermix. And although he had incredibly expensive equipment, he took the time out when we were shooting one of our TV show episodes, or setting up to shoot the episode, as well as do some of the photo shoots for it. He took the time out to work with my son and show him how to, use a camera correctly, and how to, how he does his shots, and this, that, and the other. And Mitch always says that he's continuing to grow and learn as well. But what he did was he sparked something in my son. So then now my son loves photography. Like, he got a nice camera from his grandma for Christmas. He's out there trying to shoot everything he can. He loves shooting landscape. It's incredible, just the impact people have just from sharing their skills, not saying, oh, I shared this with you, now you're going to have to pay me. Okay, there are a lot of people that I give advice to, help structure up certain things or what have you, that I don't charge. Not because I can't charge for the experience that I have. It's because I know that building relationships long term, or over a period of time, is a good investment for me. In some situations, it's a good investment for them, because I don't want people to feel like, oh, I can't talk to D because he's going to charge me. Does that mean that I do everything for free, that I don't charge for anything? Like, when I do public speaking, do I get paid? Sometimes. When I go and help companies get attention for their product, do I charge? Yeah, sometimes. But it just depends on how is it going to affect not only me, but the company I'm working with. Okay? I'm not big on people lying to me. So when a company tells me that they can't afford to do such and such, and I know that it's not true, chances are I'm not working with that company, because if they'll lie to me, the person they're asking to help them, then they'll also lie to the consumer. So I don't deal in that. So anyway, over the next couple of months, this is why I've been absent for a while. I've been working with a couple other companies and a couple people to help figure out how to create meaningful internships that will increase the know-how, I guess, that will increase the people that I've been running into, increase their knowledge base, increase their ability to grow in the market, in the activities that they want to be involved in over the next 3 to 5 years. Because, you know, the industries that we're all in are changing. Now you have more visually impaired people in the video space. Now you have people moving from video to podcast because they understand that they can reach a larger community in podcasts sometimes than they can in a video situation. There's a lot happening in social media. Maybe you're somebody who wants to be a public speaker. Okay, let's take that for an example. So there are a lot of opportunities for public speaking, but very few people know about them because they don't know how to access that through social media. And social media can be a very, very daunting thing if you don't know how to talk using social media. For one quick example is a lot of my... Oh, also, just because somebody keeps asking me this, and I've been asked this a few times, do you have to have a large social media following to have influence or be asked to do certain things? No, you do not. If you are somebody trying to get a deal with a major company, for example, like Pepsi or, I don't know, name a huge soft drink, or name a GoPro or whatever. If you're looking to go after those companies, yes, your following does count. Okay, but do you have to have millions of subscribers to have that kind of reach? No, you do not. Okay, but there are other ways. Like I said, I'm a visually impaired person who exists in the social media space. So I know my brand. I know that I am the bridge between sighted and blind a lot of the time. Okay, because I am equally existing in both spaces. So some people who are partially sighted exist more in the blind space than the sighted space because of how their eyes work. That's why I say everybody's experience is a little bit different. But the way my eyes work is sometimes I can see fine throughout the day. Other times I can see nothing throughout the day. So it just depends on what part of the day, which day I'm in. But I had to learn how to use sighted technologies and blind technologies to make sure that I am able to continue to function throughout my day. So what I did was I started reaching out to companies that would work best for how I use things. So soon you guys will probably see me post videos about different technologies I use. Now, am I being paid to do these things? A lot of them, no, to be quite honest. A lot of them I had to purchase with my own hard-earned money because I had to... matter of fact, none of them are sponsoring it. Some of them have asked me to showcase their stuff because I had a viewpoint on their technology that they didn't have until they spoke with me at this convention. But but a lot of the things that you guys probably see behind me, let's see if I can get this a little in the shot. A lot of this tech, these are just the boxes. You should see the actual tech that I have because I'm always testing new technologies to see how can I help those who are trying to do the same things I do. So I have to first figure out which tech is going to work best. So over time, what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys a little piece of tech here and there. Like I know that the cell phone for most people, especially people with visual impairments, but just most people in general, is the go-to camera for almost everything, Instagram, everything, right? Some people, they need to have a dedicated camera because they do so much with it that they know that they're going to burn their phone out if they continue to shoot long form video on their phone, especially like in 1080p or 4K. So that's just the tech part. That's the tech side of me, but that happens. Okay, so I'm working with a young lady named Mariah right now. She has a goal of becoming a film and television director, but she is also visually impaired. Now, Mariah has a lot of great imagination, great ideas, and now it comes down to how do we execute using existing, the remaining vision, okay? So I can honestly say I went out and spent, I went out and did, I'm not going to talk about how much I spent, but I did go out and I did find the equipment that's going to help make her more successful. Okay, and that's kind of something I enjoy doing. I like figuring out what is it that they say is your limit, and then can we work around that limit? That's kind of my thing. So, so when it comes to people like Mariah and other people that I've met along the last year and a half or so who desire to get into the visual space, but at the same time, you know, they have visual impairment, so they're kind of concerned about will they be able to do these things? These things are possible. It's just that for us, it takes a little bit more work. Now, back to the free work. A lot of the skills I have that enable me to help the people that I'm helping now came from me doing a lot of free work. I had an incredible mentor who continued to push me. Even though other people in my class and in my age range were getting paid for doing like shoots over here for the cable company or doing shoots over here for this, that, and the other, my mentor kept telling me, don't worry about getting paid now. We need to perfect your skill set. Everybody else is running out trying to make money with whatever they have, you know, kind of down. We need to perfect what you do because the way you do it has to work for you, not just what works for everybody else. So I learned the power of doing free work. There was a point, people, when I couldn't afford my rent. Okay, not from the free work thing, but I just couldn't afford my rent. I was living in I wasn't living in the best situation. I was living off of SSI. Anybody who knows, you know, the blind lifestyle, you get a check for basically being blind, and it's supposed to take care of your needs. But that check is hardly ever enough to take care of your needs living in California. I'll tell you that. But the thing was, I would always assist the property owners because I was around. So I would assist them, whether it came to painting, the building, this, that, and the other. I ended up in a situation once where I was starting to get really behind, and my management, the managers of the building, not only paid my rent, they paid my rent 4 months in advance so I could have time to actually build my very first savings. People who I've worked with in terms of my interns and things like that, my interns will all tell you that I'm a very fair employer because I understand college life. I understand that it's important not just to work hard, but to be able to enjoy the life you live. So if things become too stressful working with me, now I'm not going to say that it happens every time, but I've been known to cancel work that day and say, let's sit down and watch movies. Let's go to the movies. Let's go. I took one of my interns who was afraid to make decisions on behalf of the company to the casino. I gave her my money, and I said, if you're afraid to move with my money, how can you be beside me making moves with me if I'm trusting you to make the good decisions? You know, we've done a lot of group, I have an interesting way of working with people that I really believe in and am all for. Excuse me, by the way, I just realized that sometimes my eye is facing away from the lens, and truly it's because I can only see out this eye, so I keep thinking I'm centering and I'm not. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to hear your stories about working for free. Have you ever done an internship that you feel like has directly and powerfully affected your life and the decisions you've made moving forward? Do you have a mentor? Have you had a mentor that shaped you when you got to your first real job, or you were in pursuit of getting that real job, or things of that nature? I've had mentors. I've worked for free. Now I can choose how I want to conduct business. I have opportunities to speak and at the same time impact people's lives. Is that worth money? Yes, it is. I have a team that sets those prices for me so that I can just do what I need to do for the consumer, for the people that I'm working with. I live a very, I feel blessed. And it's not because I have all the money in the world. Half the things that I buy, I have a very creative wife. My wife is great with numbers, but at the same time, she's also really good at finding discounts, things like that, when it comes to other stuff around the house, which enables us to be able to put money more into tech. Let me show you this one thing real quick, and then I think I'll let you go because I don't want to continue to bore you with my techiness. But right here, you're going to see that I have a monitor that's put here on an arm so that I can move the monitors around, get it closer to me, further from me, do that kind of stuff. And I have two of these monitors, as you can see, but this hasn't always been this way until very, very recently. The reason is because of how I view the world and how I see computer screens around me. I have to twist my head, kind of like how you see me doing in this camera, and then lean forward with this scope around my neck to read all the things on this computer screen, right? Now, what that had done to me is it caused me a lot of neck pain, back pain, because I was always twisted trying to read everything. So you can imagine if I'm sitting here trying to, like right now it's on the YouTube thing, I didn't want to have any of my other stuff up just in case some of y'all trying to figure out what I'm working on next. But, because I was just working on something. But just to read here, I would have to get close as this just to see what it says on the screen. Now, imagine doing that for 8 hours a day, really hard. I'm not one of the people who ever learned how to use JAWS, nor at the time when I, nor could I afford JAWS at its full price at times. So it was a struggle for me. So so I told my wife, I think I want to take the 2 monitors that I had in this office and move it over to my kids' little office area that I created for them so that they can be focused while they're doing their homework. And I want to get 2 new monitors and 2 arms because I need to be able to bring the screen close to me as opposed to me going to it. And my wife, I'm never trading her in for a newer model. I don't care what y'all. No, she's like, yeah, makes sense to me. Let's do it. And but it's interesting because we had just got through buying a bunch of other tech so I could do these kind of videos. And I think what I'm going to do while doing these kinds of videos is also show you guys some of the tech here on these live streams so that you can see kind of what I'm doing. Like for instance, well, I can't show you right now because it's all behind the camera. And it would get super dark if I switch the camera angle right now because I don't have any other lights behind the light I was about to show you. But I do use to light my face because I'm a little dark, y'all. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm a little dark. So I have an LED panel that has 160 LED lights aimed at me, and I can dim so let's see, I can dim it a little bit. See, I blacked out on y'all, and I can raise it up. And I could set this up even without my sight. I know that because I've done it before. It's sitting on a tripod, and then the phone that I'm using right now is sitting on a tripod it's actually a monopod. So it's meant to stand up on one leg that has a tripod bottom so that I can grab it and go whenever I need to very quickly. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys a lot of the tech, and I'm going to do the best I can to continue to stay consistent with showing you guys how I do these different things. Because now that I've kind of gotten a lot of the stuff I need to together, and then somebody just texted me, yes, that is a Voltron back there. I'm a kid, so I'm a big kid. I live in the world of entertainment. I need to have my toys. That's all I'm going to say on that. So anyway, guys, I hope that you guys have kind of enjoyed this live stream. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to know about. If you're working on a project that you need and you want to know how to use social media to build that project, go ahead and let me know. Some of you guys may have noticed that my Intermix 360 website page is down. That is down because I'm actually rebranding that entire situation. Now that Jules and I are no longer business partners, we're still friends, we're still cool, but we're not business partners anymore. I have to rebrand that to show what that company's going to be transitioning into, which is more about helping people like you and my friend and my other friends build their businesses up, whether it's through social media or making certain kinds of connections or branding and all that kind of stuff. So if you have a project that you want help with, let me know. If you are somebody looking for an internship or looking for ideas of what kind of internships you should go after to move you in the direction of your passion, let me know. Okay, I really want to see. I do believe in the power of free. I believe that yes, you do need to make a living. Yes, you do need to know your value and your worth. Some skill sets need to be paid. You do need to pay for certain things. But I'm never going to be so. I don't believe in being so high up that you can't do free work, I guess is the best way to say it. You do have to choose which free work you do, but you have to be very considerate as to, you have to consider your options in that situation. I'm not the kind of guy who milks money out of every situation because that's just not how I do. Do I charge for life coaching? Yes, I do. Why? Because people tend to do better when they believe that they have to invest in themselves. So yes, I do charge for life coaching. But do I charge to give you a quick idea about something that you're already moving in the direction of? Sometimes, sometimes not. It just depends on what you need. So I just, want to let you know that if you're coming to me asking me to do free work, make sure that it's something that is not just benefiting you, but benefiting those around you as well as, and there has to be some kind of mutual benefit in that situation. So enough said about that. If you're about to enter the workforce, you know, and you don't know what to do, try an internship. Especially if you got a covering. If you have like your family covering you, if you have a safety net, then don't stress out about it. Try an internship. Internships help you recognize what it is you want to do, and it helps you realize where your strengths and your weaknesses are before you start trying to charge people for that discovery journey. Okay? Other than that, guys, any questions you may have, leave them in here, and I will see them. I just don't want to be all up on the screen like this, like, ooh, what'd they say? What'd they say? So anyway, and I will try to do one of these once a week or so. Just let me know what you want to talk about. I have a lot of information, and one question I've been getting a lot lately is, what do you do? D, what do you do? I'm going to say it like this. Tell me what you need. Chances are, I know somebody who can help you. Okay, I do a lot of different things, and I don't want anybody feeling like I'm the wrong person for them to reach out to because they don't know exactly what I do. I found at the convention I went to, by the way, you guys see the sweater I have on, it says GDA, Guide Dogs of America. I went to a convention with them recently, and I'll do a whole nother stream about that because I know I'm going to, I want to answer some of the questions that I have gotten revolving around that, and I might do that stream later on today, actually. But I had an interesting time. I learned a lot about the technology and what's happening in the blind culture, to be quite honest. But also, I've learned different techniques and ways after talking to a few companies about how to, when it comes down to blind public speakers. I met quite a few of them, actually. That was really cool. And we had some great conversations about different ways to be impactful as a blind public speaker or motivational speaker, and how we can assist each other in that growth. So, you know, just a lot of stuff. Anyway, I believe in the power of free, and let me know if you do too. And you guys have an incredible day. Like I said, I might do another live stream later on today, or maybe tomorrow. Depends on what else is going on with me work-wise, because things have been kind of crazy. And just so you guys know, yes, that is Injustice 2 in the background. Those of you who understand what that means, that's enough said. But it's one of those. It's set on one of those things where you can actually just push the button to keep upgrading your character. So while I can work and then just keep pushing and fight. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now. Now let's see.